She didn't know it, but her body had been whispering warnings for months.
And she kept brushing them off. Every morning, Linda Morgan,
A 36-year-old mother of two, stood in front of the bathroom mirror, trying to force her eyelids to stay open.
they always seemed heavier than the rest of.
Her face as if they belonged to someone much older. She blamed it on late nights, motherhood, and work stress.
It's just fatigue, she told herself, but something darker was unraveling inside her.
Linda lived an ordinary life, rushing kids to school,
Juggling Zoom calls, grabbing fast snacks between chores.
collapsing into bed every night with a tired smile.
Nothing extraordinary, nothing dangerous.
Yet tiny cracks were forming beneath the surface.
It started with drooping eyelids, barely noticeable unless she smiled wide.
Then came the double vision, which she blamed on too much screen time.
Her arms felt heavy when she brushed her hair. Her jaw felt tired after long conversations. Sometimes chewing felt strangely exhausting.
These were the early symptoms of Myasthenia Gravis, a rare autoimmune disease where the body attacks the communication between nerves and
muscles, but Linda had no idea. She simply thought she needed more rest, more vitamins, more sleep.
But rest didn't fix anything. In fact, the more tired she felt, the worse her muscles behaved. Still, she pushed forward, because mothers don't stop.
Wives don't stop. Women like Linda don't stop until something forces them to.
One evening, while chopping vegetables, she noticed her left hand trembling. Not shaking, trembling, like it was too weak to hold the knife.
She switched hands,
By the end of the recipe, both her arms felt heavy.
as if she had lifted weights all day. Later that night, while reading a bedtime story to her daughter,
Her voice faded mid-sentence.
it thinned.
Softened, cracked. Her daughter looked up.
"Mommy, why are you whispering?"
Linda opened her mouth to respond.
But the words barely came out.
Just a breath.
A ghost of a voice.
She coughed, drank water, regained her strength, and again blamed it on a long day.
But the truth was escalating. Over the next weeks, new symptoms arrived, loud, frightening, and impossible to ignore. A weakness so severe her head would tilt forward. Sudden arm weakness making her drop objects.
Legs stopped working after a short walk. Difficulty breathing when lying flat.
Choking slightly while swallowing water.
These were symptoms that can spiral into a life-threatening crisis if ignored. But Linda didn't know that. She only knew her body was betraying her. One afternoon, driving home from school pickup, she felt her thigh muscles weaken on the brake pedal.
She pressed harder to stop the car, panic rising as her leg refused to obey. A horn blared behind her.
Her heart pounded. She managed to pull over, hands shaking on the wheel.
This time, she couldn't deny it.
Something was deeply, terrifyingly wrong. Her age, genetic predisposition,
Stressful lifestyle, skipping meals.
using caffeine as survival, pushing her body past exhaustion every day. All of it had silently pushed her toward the edge.
The breaking point came in the most ordinary place, the grocery store,
Linda reached for a carton of milk.
and her arms simply didn't lift it.
Not weak, not shaky.
It just couldn't.
Then her vision blurred to milk cartons.
Then four, then a spinning row of lights overhead.
Her eyelids drooped so low she could barely see.
Her legs buckled, her chest tightened. Breathing felt like sucking air through a straw. She dropped the carton. A child nearby screamed.
Someone grabbed her shoulder.
"Ma'am, are you okay? Ma'am?" But Linda couldn't answer. Her voice wouldn't come. Her muscles refused to move,
The world tilted sideways.
and everything went black.
When she woke, she was strapped to a stretcher.
The sirens wailed.
The ceiling lights blurred above her.
Her chest rose and fell rapidly, the muscles struggling.
The breath shallow and uneven. A paramedic leaned close, worry carved into his face. "Ma'am, your breathing is unstable. Are you having trouble moving your arms?" Linda nodded weakly.
He swallowed hard.
"Has this happened before?"
She whispered, barely audible.
"I thought it was just fatigue." The paramedic exchanged a look with his partner.
The kind that said,
"This is serious."
inside the air, everything was noise.
Clattering metal trays.
Brushed footsteps.
Nurses moved around her in a blur.
Check her breathing.
Drooping eyelids.
Did you see that? Get urology paged now. She's struggling to speak, airway could be compromised.
Linda lay helpless as her chest rose and fell like it was made of sandbags.
A doctor rushed in, studying her face.
"Ma'am, try to smile for me."
She tried. One side rose. The other collapsed. The doctor's expression tightened. Try lifting your arms. She lifted them.
But they dropped instantly, like heavy ropes.
He inhaled sharply. This isn't normal fatigue.
Something is attacking your muscles. Her heart pounded. Attacking.
Inside her body. What is wrong with me? She whispered, her voice thin and cracking. The doctor held her gaze.
We're running urgent tests, but his voice lowered.
Your symptoms suggest something serious.
Something that may have been growing inside you for years. Linda's breath hitched.
What? What is it? He hesitated, then said the words that made the room spin.
There's a chance you're experiencing a neuromuscular time bomb. And if we don't act fast, he glanced at the monitor, it could shut down your breathing. Linda's eyes widened in terror.
What do I have? He stepped back as the nurse rushed forward with oxygen. We'll know soon.
But whatever it is, you're running out of muscle strength.
The monitor beeped sharply. Her chest tightened. Her breaths grew shallow. Too shallow. And then the doctor whispered,
Linda, this could be myasthenic crisis. It is a life-threatening stage of a disease you never knew you had.
The emergency room erupted the moment Linda's oxygen levels dipped. Alarms screamed.
Nurses sprinted. A respiratory therapist rushed in with a mask, thinking of COVID maybe. But it was more.
The doctor shouted, her breathing muscles are failing. Move.
Linda could barely whisper.
The fluorescent lights above her flickered, turning the room into a stuttering nightmare.
Someone grabbed her hand, a nurse.
Warm palms, trembling fingers.
Stay with us, Linda. Stay with us.
But her body whispered the opposite.
Minutes later, the doctor burst back in with a sheet of paper. He looked stunned.
Not confused. Not anxious. Stunned.
He locked eyes with her. Linda, your tests are back. Something in your immune system is attacking the connection between
your nerves and your muscles.
Her heart thudded hard.
It means, he exhaled sharply.
You have Myasthenia Gravis. Linda's eyes widened. The words felt unreal.
Foreign. Impossible.
It's a neuromuscular disease, he continued, voice tightening. It weakens the muscles that help you move, chew, speak, breathe. And right now your breathing muscles are failing. Her husband rushed into the room, face pale, tears clinging to his eyelashes. The doctor turned to him. She's in myasthenic crisis. The words stabbed through the air.
Her husband choked on a sob. What does that mean? Is she dying? We're trying to stop it, the doctor replied.
But her immune system is shutting down her muscles faster than her body can fight back. Linda felt warm tears sliding down her temples.
Not from fear.
From helplessness. Her own body had turned against her. But then, something shifted. A young urologist sprinted in holding a second chart.
Doctor, look at this. She had a respiratory infection 3 weeks ago.
A mild one. That could have triggered the autoimmune attack. The room went silent. The doctor glanced at Linda.
A simple infection. He swallowed hard. May have switched on the disease that's shutting your muscles down. Her husband's knees buckled.
So you're telling me a cold? A cold did this?
Not the cold, the neurologist said softly.
The immune overreaction afterward. Linda's tears came faster.
A cold, a cough, a moment she never even remembered clearly.
That was the match that lit the fuse. Suddenly, her oxygen dropped again.
85, 82, 78.
The room exploded in motion. We're losing her. Prep her for plasma exchange now.
Move, move.
Linda felt herself slipping, sinking into the bed as her lungs failed. The world narrowed into a thin tunnel. Her vision faded into grey. Voices echoed from far away, muffled, distorted, like she was underwater. Then everything stopped.
The pain, the panic, the fear. It all slipped into silence as her eyes closed, and for 3 terrifying seconds, she didn't breathe at all.
Nurses shouted.
Her husband screamed her name, and then, a sudden rush of air, a mask pressed tightly to her face.
A machine forcing breath back into her lungs.
Her chest rose again. Weak, slow,
but alive.
They wheeled her away to the ICU.
Linda woke hours later. Her husband sat beside her, holding her hand like it was made of glass.
A doctor walked in, face soft, relieved. You made it, he said, her eyes filled with tears. How? We performed a procedure that filters out the antibodies attacking your muscles. It's risky. It doesn't always work. He paused.
But in your case,
it worked fast, faster than expected. It's nothing short of a miracle.
Her breathing was stronger now. Her eyelids lifted without effort. Her voice soft but steady whispered, "So, I'm going to live?"
The doctor smiled. You're going to live, and you're going to recover. Her husband dropped his forehead to the bed and sobbed in relief. Days later, Linda took her first steps in the hospital hallway. Slow, shaky, but hers.
She cried in the middle of the corridor, not because she was weak,
but because she finally understood her strength.
Doctors told her the truth. Myasthenia gravis has no guaranteed cure.
Many live with it for years.
But in rare, extraordinary cases,
After crisis, after early intervention, after the immune system resets,
the disease weakens, then fades,
and sometimes disappears entirely.
Linda became one of those cases. A medical miracle.
Her neurologist said softly,
You didn't just survive.
"Your immune system is stronger, and you may never experience such symptoms again."
Linda cried. Her husband cried.
Even the doctor's eyes glistened.
At home weeks later, she held her children close,
Breathing in their scent, feeling the weight of life return to her body.
She changed everything. Less stress,
More sleep, daily checkups, healthy food,
no pushing her body past exhaustion,
no ignoring warning signs,
because she had learned the truth that,
your body whispers,
before it screams,
and hers had screamed loud enough to save her. Thank you for watching.